just wanna be free with my people to prosper and hold it down. Don't you sit and wait, contemplating on a revolution. The time is now. I just wanna be free. 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 Can't you see? I just wanna be free.
Okay, another episode of the Things I Wish I Knew About Money podcast. I'm your host, Kamille Smith. Can't find my button, but it's all good. It's all great. We are here. It is the first episode of the year. And yes, I know, once again, like, dang, Cam, you're going to be coming in late. I have a reason. I have a great reason. I've been feeling under the weather for the longest time. Apparently, there is a flu going out in Toronto. And here I'm thinking, oh no, nothing's gonna happen to me. I'm good. I'm usually staying to myself and stuff. And boom! It got me. It got me, y'all. So I've been out since, like, I can't say Sunday, last Sunday. Um I don't know. Actually, right after the podcast, I was having I was not feeling well. After the last podcast, I wasn't feeling well, and I literally lost my voice about 3 times. I was going to try a thing on Sunday, but Saturday when I got my hair done and things, um, my voice went away. But I have to big up some things that helped me. Thank you to Sam Sorrel with the ginger. Yo, and anything has ginger in it, that really helped my voice. Big up Akua's dad. I was told about a blend that has been helping me a lot. So it's garlic, ginger, turmeric, honey, lemon, and cayenne pepper. Blended all that up, and every time I took a spoonful, hey, I'm not saying it's the best. Ha! There's no way, shape, and form where I'm saying it's the best, like tasting wise, but every time my voice was gone, it did wonders. And of course, I had to learn just to stop talking. I know a lot of people laughed about that. Just stop talking and heal. But yeah, anyone that has this cold, kudos. I am so sorry this happened to you. And you know what? I'm actually really upset because usually my immune system is up to par. Yes, I get popped down every month, but that's because of, that monthly batch and stuff. That's actually the only reason why I get popped down. But this, golly. So I do apologize. My voice is not fully there. Not to me, I think my voice is 95%. I still feel like congested and stuff, but I was like, at least let me give you guys something in the first week of the year, right? Should have done it earlier in the day, but I had stuff to do and things, so I'm finally getting the energy to actually be able to do it. So thank you for your ladies and gentlemen's patience. I think this is a great segue into talking about like just ideally financial frustration that most people had. Like maybe listen 2025, thank heavens it is over. um to all the ones that survived 2025, kudos to you. I know it was a hard one. To the ones that didn't make it, and I'm talking about this, the gentleman, I don't know his name, but I remember I'd always say it like, she. Knowing that he passed, like, I think the day before the new year was sad. And just people not being their normal self and things. So, um, yeah, to 2025. Thank heavens you're gone. But I know even though we are out of 2025 and into 2026, there's still going to be financial frustrations that we endure. To anyone that went hard during Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, any special thing that you, ladies and gentlemen, celebrate, you might be hurting a little bit, because you get that little reality check first time or first week of the year. And so I just want us to reflect a little bit on how we want our 2026 to be. And listen, I know whenever we start, we have New Year resolutions and all that things, and we're like, yeah, this is my year. I just want most of us to have a positive look at this, even when we're frustrated, because I'm pretty sure there's many that experience burned out, experience guilt around money decisions, or if not guilt, pressure, a little bit of pressure, and then also feeling like you should be further. And you know what? I have heard a lot of folks say that, and I had to like remind them. Most times I would do tough love, but then I also have to remember the context of what happened when they're dealing with that. So I just wanted to be like, hey, if you're in a financial rut, trust me. If you're in a financial rut, let's dust ourselves off and try to pivot this year and make things better, right? But before we start into anything like that, I have a new video, so I want to show you guys. Big up Dr. Vibe for helping me with this, because I'm not claiming anything. Y'all know me. When it comes to social media, I'm okay with telling other people to do it. So let's take a little moment and let's just take a look at this, because this is going to be an episode where we're not shaming anyone. We're just reflecting. And I promise this is going to be a short one, because guess what? I feel it already. But you know what? When you have Sam Sorrow, it makes my throat better. Pause. But yeah, here we go.
You're watching Things I Wish I Knew About Money with Kamille Smith. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Wasn't that cool? Wasn't that cool? Trust me, I have 3 of them, but this is the only one that it doesn't have a glitch, so it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna be like, doing some big things in the new year. And I bet a lot of people are saying, oh my gosh, Kamille, you're such in a better mood than you were last month. The only reason why I'm in a better mood is because my you see this style? I've never done this style, so I feel really cool. And sometimes I gotta remember that my hairstyle or self-care actually puts me in a better mood and stuff, right? But I digress. So I wanna tell you guys a feeling that I had. I think it's a feeling I had when it came to. Actually, this is a feeling that I have most times. Like I was at the grocery store. I'm at the grocery store and I'm in the aisle, quietly just like looking, and there's like no one else around me. And I'm looking, I don't usually have a cart unless I'm like with my friends and stuff. But I have my little what's it called? What's the word for basket? The basket, yes. And I had a wave of frustration. I felt overwhelmed. Um and it was a little bit of not knowing whether I'm getting the necessities that I actually need and not my wants, because when you go into the grocery store when you're hungry, that is the worst time to go, right? But I also was like thinking, I was like, oh my gosh, if I don't get this now, later on I'm gonna regret not getting it, and then I'll be without for and who knows when I'll be able to go to the grocery store again, because mind you, I got dropped off, beggars can't be choosers, and I was like, you know what, instead of walking to the grocery store, taking bus, let me just you maximize on the ride that I got, right? So I was kind of like frustrated, overwhelmed, and I was like, man, am I able to get all this stuff, right? And especially when you go to the grocery store and you waste the food, like you actually don't eat all the food that you get. Oh, it, it grinds my gears, and I actually get really upset with myself emotionally. I'm like, wow, why did I buy all this food and I wasn't even going to eat it because I didn't feel like it at the time. So like, you know it's just me thinking like, yo, I could be further ahead if I didn't waste all like some of this food that I bought. It adds up, because the price gone up at the grocery store, right? And I can't say I was stressed at the receipt. Maybe a little bit, because I just didn't want to go over my budget, because I do like try to be mindful of how much I'm spending when I go to the supermarket. But I was just like, I was literally putting a lot of stress or pressure on myself on making sure I made the right decision when it came to just buying groceries. And it's so ironic because there's some folks that would say that I only buy stuff according to myself. Ideally, I think I do, because just like everyone's eating habits are different, and I prefer to buy things I know for sure I will eat, and I will be very annoyed if the food that I buy hasn't been eaten. I'm gonna be honest, like that kind of annoys me, kind of, sort of, right? So it's just like a pressure that I put on myself, and I'm just thinking like these expectations that I have and the comparisons, like I should have been able to realize what I purchase now is not what I'm gonna want later on and stuff. And this is just, I feel like, a pressure that we put on ourselves very often. The weight that I was carrying about the price or whether I got the right thing, and is it gonna spoil in a couple days and stuff, and not knowing why I'm being so hard on myself, and just being thankful or grateful that I have the money to be able to get this grocery. And you know if Just do the best you can, right? And I feel like I sometimes have to take a moment to just say, Cam, you need to relax. You need to relax. You don't have to stress about the food that you're purchasing, because you know you're getting the food that you are absolutely going to have and eat. And don't even get me started with my almonds. Nothing means like, I think I should start going to Costco, or my broski's going to Costco. Just get me almonds, unsalted, please and thank you. Because like the quantity that I get, I keep forgetting that there's certain things that I purchase that I'm going to use more often than I use other things, right? So it's just like, basically the story is like I'm still in a survival mode, like scarcity mindset, and I'm really trying to break free from that and be like, okay, Cam, it's not that serious. I'm not saying that I should not be mindful of what I'm purchasing and just say, go on, come here, eat this if you want to, right? Take, because I do. Trust me. During my month, my birthday month, I was eating good. if my emotions, I might be an emotional eater too. There was times when if I wanted something to make me feel good, I'm buying it. I don't care. So, but I want to keep that balance in point, because I remember I told you guys already, there's times where my stomach gets the best of me, but I really have to be mindful, and mindfulness is probably one of the things I have to really teach myself this year as well. Like, we can't just get whatever we want, right? So this is just me saying, even though we think that we have problems, well, we think the problem is money, or the problem is mindfulness, it's really the stress that we feel about money, and having that survival mode and scarcity mode. I'm really trying to see how we can go into growth and thriving, right? That's the key thing that we want to do, right? And with that, I must say, even though I was popped down for at least for 2 days, oh, I did my 2 days. Remember I had the 2-4-5 method? Hey, there's 2 days I did not purchase anything. That's because I couldn't, but I still did it, and it felt good. And then I was more mindful about what I purchased. And when I say purchase, I literally was buying soup so I can survive these streets. Okay? I'm just gonna give a shake. Oh, shucks. What? I think I've only had coffee lies. 3 times? I think I've only had coffee 3 times. One day was because I had a migraine still, and when I'm sick and have a migraine, it's outrageous. So, but to say that the least, I'm still asking. Ooh, oh, okay, good. Y'all can still buy me coffee, because boom, bam, bam. Right. Still accepting those. But because I'm aware of how I deal with money and stuff, I really know what I want to do this year with my business. And I'm thinking the 2-4-5 method that I have, but I'm also thinking about the profit first method. I did say I was going to do that. So I'm going to show you guys what I've decided to do with that, because I think a lot of us would benefit from doing that. So hear me out. hear me out. Hear me out. So the profit first method is basically setting some money aside, and that money that you profit from can be either reinvested into the business or a business emergency. And best believe when you run a business, something's always gonna happen, even in personal life. That's why I always say you guys have to have an emergency fund, right? But the first, so I'm gonna have four buckets, right? I already have I already have 3 buckets. So the additional one I'm going to do is, sorry, I'm distracted. The additional one I'm going to do is the profit one. So I said, so ideally what it said, because I did look at it earlier yesterday, it's supposed to be, how does it go? 20% to your taxes, 50% toward your owner's pay, so to yourself. 20, that's 70. Hold on, give me a second. 20, 50, 70, boom. And then 10% to the profit, and then 20% to your expenses. And I said, whoa, that's kind of wild. Because I feel like I will be dipping into something, right? Okay, so this is original. I'll see if I can write it all in one. I don't think it will write it all. But bear with me. Taxes. And ideally I have been doing the taxes thing already, and it's been a saving, trust me, it's been a saving grace. So it's going to be very interesting how we do this ideally. And operating. Ooh, it does work. Operating expenses. 20%. So this is the original. Copy and paste this because I have to show you guys. Ticker. Whoa. No. Let me fix this. So. Oh, that's why. Did that. Oh, save. So this is how it is based on what I saw. But this is what I want to do because I feel like if I have this discipline this year, it's gonna help me a lot. I press the thing that says it's gonna come off in 10 seconds. Oh, yeah, exactly. Oh no! Gosh darn it! Come off! Golly, Bob. I don't know why StreamYard did that. You know what? No timer. Okay. So this is how I want to do it based on how it will make sense, because one, I don't want to dip. The purpose is I don't want to dip into anything else. So pray for me. And if you guys are up for this challenge, by all means, we can do this together. And this is for my entrepreneurs that want to, put their right foot correctly and stuff. So yeah, I just have to open up the other account for the profit, and that is basically trying to think where I want to put it in a section where I'm not going to be able to touch it at all. I might do an EQ bank. So if anyone has an EQ bank link, send. because obviously the taxes savings account I have already. So boom. So we're gonna beef it up to 20% instead of 13%. And then we're gonna put the 35% to my personal account, and then we're gonna keep the operating expense in my business checking account, and then I have to create another one for the profit. So I think it's gonna work. I did like an example of how it would work when I have a couple things coming up. Big up Black Moms Connection. I'm pretty sure I'll talk about it later again, because I am going to do another episode Saturday, God willing. This time I won't be late. However, ladies and gentlemen, y'all haven't told me yet which day you actually like me to do something. So I'm listening. I'm waiting. Yeah. Okay. So sorry. Okay. So I got the 245 method going on. I have done everything I need to do this month to be a responsible adult. So big up me. And it's and I want you guys to realize this frustration that I felt with like the grocery shopping and everything. This is just an overall thing with being overwhelmed, and all the lessons that I learned last year is being able to see what happened last year and just do fucking better. Everyone keeps asking me, oh, what are your goals for 2026? I was like, to do better than 2025, because 2025 was trash. However, we got to speak in existence, positivity and everything. So I've been listening to audiobooks. Even though I was popped down, my ears still work. So I listened to 2 positive podcasts so far. I have a new one. The Big Deal. Cody, what's her name? I want to say Banks, but I could be incorrect. Uno momento. Oh, what's her name? Dang. Cody. Oh, there she is. Big Deal. Cody. My bad. Cody Sanchez. And then I've been listening to an audiobook. Let Them Theory. So I'm definitely going to take that in. I think my main goal, since I guess I am talking about my 2026 goals, I want to listen to an audiobook once a week, a new audiobook every week. So let me say a week or every other week, because obviously there's sometimes I have to listen back, because there's like valuable stuff that were said. So definitely want to do that. And yeah, so ideally I want to, with all the frustration that I had in the last year, I want to find peace. I want peace. I don't want problems. I'm doing the opposite, right? So, and I have an agenda now. I've been told that I need to do a little agenda and things, so I'm trying to go based on it. But you guys know I love to chat and stuff, and I'm not doing no articles today because this is a pure upon memory, even though my memory was foggy. Holy. But I think, okay, you see how I was frustrated, but I'm also mindful, and it's also important to be aware. And I think that's how you're able to make a pivot or a shift, is when you're able to be aware before you actually make action. And I want to say action, execute. Those 2 frigging things is definitely going to be on my top things to do, especially now I have energy, more energy than I did before, right? So so be mindful, like, there's gonna be things that you're gonna have goals that you want to reach. You're gonna have a budget that you want to be mindful about. Same thing that I talked about, like the profit first method. I already know what angles I want to choose, so I'm aware, and I have executed on most of it. I just have to finish the last one with getting the fourth one right. But this is based on me being in survival mode and trying to get out of that trigger, because trust me, I've been triggered. Me thinking about the last couple years, I would say I feel like I'm in survival mode. And I have made a few pivots to actually get out of there, but there's sometimes, my triggers, my emotional state, I revert back to survival. So I'm really trying to be aware of what triggers me, what patterns I do. When I say patterns, I laugh because I there's certain patterns I know I have to change, and I'm doing it gradually. Before I be able to execute. I'm hoping. Ooh, I think if I go back to therapy, I'm gonna be able to manage some of them a little bit better than I was before, because it was bad. So sometimes when you are aware and you're in your panic mode, you have to be aware so you're able to pass through to clarity. Yes, I'm looking at my notes. Don't worry about that. At least you guys know I'm structured today. So like, just being aware before you're able, the awareness will really help you, even if you have to jot notes. I wish I had my journal. Ooh, I have a new journal. It's not close to me. I will show it to you next time. And it's like, boss lady. Because I really think, I'm not gonna say it's my year. I've said that a long time ago, and life just mashed me up. But I really think if I play my cards right this year, I'll be able to be way happier than before. But that's because I'm going to execute on certain things, right? So, so anyone that's feeling anxiety when it comes to physical anxiety because of like how your body feels, you want to work out and stuff, as long as you're aware of the goals that you want to do, then each day plug at that, right? I know one of my friends, he is doing basically a Mediterranean diet, and he's on day 7, and he says he's having no craving and stuff. So big up yourself. Right? If you have anxiety when it comes to your finances, we gotta think of things what we can do to control that, whether when it comes to your money anxiety, if you have things that you set up earlier for these times when everything is wonky, try to utilize that, execute on that. If you have stocks, if you have emergency savings, the OSH fund and stuff, maybe you have to use that at the moment so you're able to overseed right now, so you're able to regroup later and then figure out stuff. Because the stock market's looking, I think it's looking sweet though. It's kind of looking sweet up. I would say like the stocks that is in the Black Canadian investors. Oh man, it's a new year. new choices, new picks. I force people to join. So I'm definitely excited to see how that goes. But yeah, sorry. Um, just the anxiety that you're having versus the reality. There is ways that you can change those anxieties that you have, right? Or if you have mental anxiety, if you think doing nothing is going to help, it probably isn't. Maybe you should seek help, therapy, and all that stuff. So there's different ways to see the frustration that you have. We just have to find ways to make it work so we're able to do better. Shucks, I mean, I should just write. I should have this episode as do better, but I might just do that for next Saturday or so on and so forth. Um, and let's see, I know it's 36 minutes. I want to be mindful. Ooh. Oh no, I'll have a question, girl. I might just do one. And see how I can make this question, put the question in. This is an interesting question because this is something that I have to deal with, and I know many are dealing with it. And I know all of our journeys are different when it comes to money stress. But I guess, no, not money stress. Sorry, I was thinking something else. Is the question, let me put the question before I forget. Actually, this might be the question of the day. This might be the question of the day or the week or so on and so forth. Of course that would happen. It never fails. It never fails. But we'll see this one. Gosh, a 10 seconds thing. Where is my money stress really coming from right now? I want you to really think about it. Jesus, no plotting. I can't believe this thing still has this timer on. You would have thought it would just say, oh yeah, no timer for her. Cam stuff. I really want you guys to think about this and write it down and, journal it and just be able to take a moment to really think, where is my money stress really coming from right now? I know mine. I don't want, when I overcome it, I will definitely have a discussion. The one thing about this podcast is I want to be really transparent. I feel like I've been transparent for the most part with if I'm feeling down, and stuff. If I feel like I have to pivot, I will let you guys know I have to pivot. And just yeah. I don't want to talk about it now because I feel like I'm still in the trenches, right? And I want to get out of it and be able to give you guys a story of how I got out of it. Trust me. God. But where's my money stress really coming from? And I'm going to give you examples. Could be job instability, and I know a lot of people are dealing with that. The amount of people I've heard that are unemployed or in between like jobs, it's wild. Caregiving, debt, shame, life transition, grief, exhaustion. Man, if you're experiencing all of them, my heart goes out to you. But yeah, I can list a couple in there. But once we're aware about this, then we'll be able to figure out how to make action and execute. And it's small baby steps. Small baby steps. I'm not telling you guys to think big and stuff, but slowly and surely. So like one thing we can do is just do one weekly money check-in, 10 minutes. Remember I do have or you could just do the 245 that I have. It is here. Again, with 2 non-negotiable money tasks, be 10 minutes of your time just to do that money check-in, right? That can do wonders. I will always strive to say save or invest for 4 key pillars. Please, without saving for a rainy day, you will be screwed.com. Okay, and the 5th one. What's the 5th one? Spend only on what feeds your top 5 priorities. If you don't know what that is right now, you still have time to think about it, right? I'll just say do that. Or another one is just renaming your bank accounts so you'll be able to reach a goal that you want to do this year. Sometimes that works. Just remembering what that is, like treat yourself. Treat yourself. I'll say pause on treating yourself until you've hit one small goal before you do that, right? You don't have to fix everything right now, but we gotta we have to do, get a motion of doing that and stuff. And last part I want to say is you are not behind. You're just in this wonky transition. We all are. We're in this wonky transition that if life is life for you, trust me, I understand. It's okay not to be okay, but I know many of us are going through things. I'm just hoping and praying that you don't stay in that life is lifing part. Because trust me, when you try to get out of that rut, it's harder when you're stuck there for a good while. And that's why the physical, money, mental anxiety, being aware of it and being able to get out of it and stuff. And if you have to talk to your peoples, talk to your peoples. If you have to talk to professional help, please. I'd rather you speak to someone than feel alone in this journey, right? And we're dealing with so many things. Life is lifing. Taking care of people, taking care of business, taking care of someone else's business. You're trying to take care of yourself. It's a lot. So one day at a time. Okay. And yeah, I just want to do a little bit of that. I want to be mindful of the time, and again, big up Sam Sorrow for. It's not alcohol. If you want some of the sorrow, and it's no alcohol. I'm not saying I'm doing a dry January because I did the most New Year's Eve, and it was actually like the most modest New Year's Eve, like church and everything, church service online, and I still got mashed up. But this has no alcohol, so if you don't like alcohol, if you don't drink sorrow with alcohol, this one's for you. And I'm so happy that I finally got my sorrow, and I got extra sorrow too, so I'm so happy. But if there's still more sorrow, come true. But yeah, if you want this sorrow, message me. Can I post it? Ooh, it might be. DM me if you want it. It's actually really yummy. It's yummy in your tummy. So yeah. So last thing I want to say is sorry. Gotta promote myself just a little bit. If you're ready to have a different year, contact me at info@fitnessiq.com, or the link to my schedule is pretty sure it's in the show notes. Pretty sure it's in the show notes. Also, I am so sorry to my Discord people, but I still love y'all. I will be getting more active in there. I'm really going to utilize AI this year because, especially being sick for like 10, 11 days, my gosh, do I need someone, or I just need I need to figure out something. So, yeah, check on your strong, folks. Happy New Year. Jeez, did I say that at the beginning? Happy New Year. Happy New Year again. Happy New Year. Be safe. Check on your strong friends. And anyone that's going through something, anyone that's going through something and you want to speak to someone, I do have the capacity to listen. I do, I promise. But message me first. Message me first just in case, because now that I have energy, I'm now in semi-grind mode, and I have to finish off the things that I thought I would be able to finish off earlier in a couple days. But yeah, I appreciate everyone. To my listeners, to my watchers, thank you. To my clients that are in my bookkeeping, taxes, personal finance, webinars, and all that stuff, I am so fortunate. To the ones that are always on time and things, I am fortunate for y'all. You guys give me hope, and there's times when I don't have hope, but they are people in my corner that give me that word of affirmation, that believe in me, that give me that hope. So I just wanted to say thank you again. And yeah, till next time, folks. And come here, look sweet talk. Yo, give me a little praise, no? But until next time, promise I'll be on time. All right, peace out.
I just wanna be free with my people to prosper and hold it down. Don't you sit and wait, contemplating on a revolution. The time is now. I just wanna be free. I just wanna be free. I just wanna be free.